Hi, I'm Maysha with As Long as You're Breathing. And I know we are doing a series on, of course, energy management living, and where I'm going to walk you through my process for that. But I also live by guidance, by what my guides tell me is needed in the moment. I do that because my main role is to be where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there, because somebody needs to hear something. And so every day I get up and I say, what is it I need to do today? And today, instead of working on that series, we need you to talk about energy management living, visualization, manifesting, and chaotic energy. I'm like, okay. People are probably expecting us to go on with this series that we said we're going to do. And they're like, we're getting there. And I'm like, okay. And they said, you do know that living in great big capital letters, well, that's about being in the present moment. And then I knew exactly where they were taking this. So we're going to be in the present moment and discuss how we use visualization for manifesting and avoid chaotic energies which interfere with it. And that is definitely energy management for living in great big capital letters.
As long as you're breathing, keep living. As long as you're breathing, keep living. As long as you're breathing, keep living. As long as you're breathing, keep living.
All right. Yes, I'm Maysha, and as all of you know, I'm also a singer, songwriter, musician, entertainer, performer, all of those things, and I love that part of my world as well. And that's kind of why I'm the perfect person to talk about this, is because, while I do teach energy management and live energy management, I'm also empathic with multiple gifts, like most of you who are drawn to me are, and therefore we can easily become fragmented. And because our energy can become so fragmented, and because we are also daydreamers, creative types, et cetera, we can fragment our manifestations too. And so it really is about understanding the division of all of that, when to use visualization, how to use it for manifesting, how to keep your energy not fragmented, and how to stay in the present so we don't defunk our manifestations that we've put out there, for the energy that we've put out for manifesting. And that really is about learning how to not be fragmented with your energy. So this has been one of my biggest issues my whole life, is so many things come to me. And so to and I've always had a staff. And so I was really good at getting a lot of things done. It was, I could assign this to that person and this to that person, and then I managed all of that. Well, I don't have staff anymore. Yeah, those days are over. And boy, do I miss them. I can keep 20 people busy. I get so much stuff, and I can oversee that much stuff. But Maysha can't do. Maysha cannot do all those things. That fragments my energy, and that has been a very difficult thing for me. Is to before I started doing the energy management, which I didn't know that's what I was doing, but before the quantum emotional healing, and before I started getting out of the fog and all of those things, when I would feel well, and I would be getting all these downloads, which I didn't understand they were downloads, but all the creative ideas would come, and I see big picture, because that's the way I'm wired and designed. That's how they give it to me, is big picture. And that's really what I'm supposed to do, is big picture, and then delve the rest of it out, and then move on to the next thing. But you have to have those resources to do that. And so when I would feel better and get the big picture, well, there was just me. And so, and of course, I didn't have the money to hire people. I wasn't making six figures anymore, and so because of my health, and so I would defrag myself I would fragment my, not defrag, but I would fragment my energy because I would try to do the big picture. And I certainly understand how to do all that. I mean, that's what I did is I fixed facilities that were chaotic. I fixed facilities that had multiple problems, and I took each problem, found the solution for it, and assigned people to do that. And then I didn't even stay at that facility. I went on to another facility and did the same thing again. So I certainly understand how to do things in a non-fragmented way. But I'm still a big picture person. I'm still someone I did not enjoy my energy management. The way I'm wired and designed was not staying at the facility and seeing each one of those things through. I, I absolutely didn't like that part of it at all. That was not the best use of my talents. It wasn't the best use. My energy doesn't resonate with doing that. So whenever they give me things now and I'm supposed to do them, my energy still doesn't resonate with taking one leg of it and working it all the way down to the literally doing the write it, create the thumbnail for it. Those are things that the way my energy works is okay, you do this one, you do this one, you do this one, and I make sure they get done and I'm on to the next thing. That is how I'm wired and designed. It's how my energy management for me works. Because all those little detail things, well, they cause me stress. Sitting and working on a thumbnail and the computer not doing what it's supposed to do, so you have to fix that, and no, all of that just stresses me. I can feel the stress coming, and it's like, this is not what you are supposed to do. You are supposed to move on and create more content. Where's the person I'm supposed to hand this to so they do this part? And the thing is, I'm very grateful for those kind of people. I treated those people, the people who did, and I came back, I treated them wonderfully. They loved being with me. Well, the ones who liked work that was also you enjoy your work. Those, because that's how I treated them. Also, is we're to enjoy what we're doing. And so I would come in and be lighthearted, et cetera, et cetera. And some people, they didn't feel that was appropriate. And so those people, our energies didn't resonate. They were very good at their jobs. I was very good at mine. Our energies just didn't resonate. And so they would move on and they would go someplace where they were working for a boss that was this very regimented, because I wasn't. That's just, I don't micromanage people. I don't hand you something and say, do it exactly this way. Because when I do that, it's like telling the universe, this is exactly how I want you to give me this, and not saying this or better. We tie the universe's hands. The universe can see there's a better way, but they can't do it because we haven't asked for it that way. We've asked for it our way with our limited scope of vision. Well, I wouldn't do that to employees. I would give them, this is what we have to have. It has to accomplish this. And this is what I see for how to do it. But this is also your area of expertise, especially this particular thing I'm assigning you. So you take it, and within those parameters, you add you to it. And then see, we would get an exponential outcome. So I've been doing this stuff my whole life, folks. I just didn't know it had terms and et cetera, because I came in me whole and complete. I knew my part. My part was to figure out what the problem was, see the big picture, figure out broadly what we needed to do, and then add my expertise on the details of it, but then to find someone else to stay and do it who was also an expert and say, okay, here's the framework, but you are healthy, happy, whole, and complete too. You're amazing too. So you put you in it now. And that, the two of us doing that together, we're creating a third entity, the dimension of the project. And we manage the project from there with both of us whole and complete in that project, not me handing it to them and saying, this is how to do it. And then expecting them to, then I just go back and check and make sure they're doing what I say. What I would have gotten then is maybe they would have done what I said and it would have turned out fine. But by giving them that freedom to be who they are, and by creating that container, that safe space for the project to be in, where the both of us were doing the project, well, then all of everything they could see that I couldn't because I wasn't there, everything that was a part of their knowing, their beingness, they got to add in, and that has them buy into it and have ownership. They're connected to it then. It's much different when somebody hands you a list and says, go do this. And then when you say, this needs to be done, how do you see it? And then they start getting their wheels turning, and part of them ends up in it. Well, then they have ownership in it and they want to do it. Whereas a list is just a job. That's the difference between having a job and having a career that you're passionate about. So that's how I'm used to functioning, is in that capacity. So to not be able to take the big picture, which I get for everything, and delve out hand out the different tentacles of that, the different pathways that are a part of that, and not being able to hand those out, and then have people that tend to the details and add their own part in. This has been a very difficult transition for me. It's not how I'm wired and designed. It's not how I function. It's not who I am. That is what I do. I see big picture. I create. I put together. I organize. And then I move on. And I do it again. And I do it again. And I do it again. And then I come back and I make sure that it's all going the way it's supposed to do. So to take one part of something and just do one part at a time and see it all the way down to the end is maddening to me, because there's all these other parts that need to be done. And talk about fragment my energy, because I know all those parts need to be being done at the same time, but I don't have a way to get those parts done at the same time. So I know I need to focus on this, but the way my mind works, there's all these other things, and they're supposed to be done simultaneously, but there's only me, and I can't do them simultaneously. So then that stresses me. And then I get in my head about things, and my energy gets fragmented even more. And then I end up having difficulty completing things. And I'm seen as ungrounded or doesn't know how to complete things. No, that's not what I'm wired and designed to do. That's not what I'm created for. That is not how I am made. But it's the situation I'm in right now. So what I have to do is I have to stay present. I mean, this has been an exercise, folks, and talk about rewiring my mind, because it's not at all how I'm wired. It's not at all how I'm wired. And it is not at all how I want to continue working. I want back to the point where I'm a big picture person and other people are doing these things and they're adding their creative input too. And we are creating exponentially, and the big picture is getting done. That's what I want. And it is a point I have to get back to, because it is who I am. It's who I am. It's what I do. It's who I am. And I'm given so much, and it's who I am. I did a meditation today, and we were to come up with what we were given is who we are. And okay, this is what the universe gave me in the meditation. Is a workshop, and it's you say things in an easy way and are very prolific in this. You're given so much to tell. You shine when you are speaking, teaching, singing. You're meant to be seen and heard. Your music's meant to be a part of it. Your openness and vast experiences are a part. All of that goes together, and you know all of this. And I said, yeah. And they're like, so you do know how to get it all out there. You are to keep creating and putting out content, but you aren't to be the one that sits down and writes every little piece of content and puts every little piece out, etc. And I'm like, yes, I know that too. I know that is the big picture, but I don't know how to get there, because I don't have the money, the staff, the etc. to do all that at one time. Do I know that? I know that. I know who I am. So dropping into the heart space today in this meditation at this workshop, and finding yet again, I know who I am. I've always known who I was. I know that's who I am. But getting there is the challenge. So from that, it came back to, well, we have to manifest, visualize, and not fragment our energy. Yeah. So this is where my own energy management living comes into play. You see, those of us who are creative types, especially, we can get really lost in the creative part of it. And we can actually, especially things that we feel like we have no control over, we can get really caught up in the part that we are best at, which is the visualizing, which turns into, in some ways, daydreaming. And then creative types, we often see multiple ways to do it. And so because we don't have everything we need to do all of it anyway, or we feel like for some reason we have this limited belief that we can't get it done, because that's what it is a limiting belief, which we're going to get to that. But instead of facing all of that, because it's like overwhelming, because it is not our normal wheelhouse, it's not our comfort zone. Yeah, listen, folks, I don't like getting out of my comfort zone when I know that I'm designed to be in it. There's one thing about being in your comfort zone because of societal programming. Getting out of that, I'm all about getting out of that. Matter of fact, I don't have a lot of patience for myself when I don't get myself out of it. It's like, why? We have got to get out of that. But when it's who I am and I know I'm right about it, and I still can't see the path to it, or I still have limiting beliefs that are blocking me in some way, or reality, well, then rather than deal with that, my mind goes into what it does best, which is creative. And so, well, it could do this way, and it could be that way, and it could be this. So then I start seeing all the other things that break off from it. I just get more and more big picture, and that fragments my energy. But it's where I'm more comfortable, because that is who I am and what I am. So rather than accomplish what I need to accomplish by doing the really, really uncomfortable, I go ahead and do what's comfortable for me, and I continue to visualize, and I continue to have more and more and more. And then I get further and further away from what I need to get done, which then frustrates me. So then I'm putting out frustrated energy to the universe. I'm putting out incompletion energy to the universe. And I'm also putting out fragmented, chaotic energy about what is it you're wanting to get done anyway, because you've come up with 40 different things here, and we're not sure the energy. It's not that the universe doesn't know. It's energy management. I've sent out so many energies. It's chaotic. It's not that I'm not worthy of or shouldn't have the right things coming back at me. It's the energy is so chaotic. Okay, this is coming toward her. Nope, now this is coming toward her. Nope, now this is coming toward her. And I know this. But it is so out of my comfort zone. And I'm not good at a limiting belief. I'm going to get to that. I know what I'm saying. I'm not good at taking that one tentacle, that one pathway, and creating that and finishing it all the way to the end, and then tackling the next one. And I'm not good at it because I see that's not the best way to do it. There's a better way. The better way is all these things really need to be done simultaneously. There's a right way to do it, and I don't have at my disposal the right way to do it. So I just don't. And I go ahead and do what I'm comfortable with, which is more ideas, more content, et cetera, but then getting them to the finished version. I'm not manifesting that. And it's my own chaotic energy that is preventing it. Bear in China shop, folks. I'm very open about where my shortcomings are. Because one, if I don't identify them, I can't correct them. And two, if I've got them, other people have got them, or variations thereof. And three, it's what I'm called to do. I'm called to be open. What's what it says. This is exactly what I got in the minute. your openness and vast experiences. I'm open about it. I don't pretend that I don't have these issues. If I pretend I don't have them, okay, so identify it. If I pretend I don't have it, nothing gets done about it. And my main job is to be sure that if there's something I have that someone out there needs to hear, I get it to them. Now, it is better if I do it in the most effective ways, which involves also getting the books finished and getting on Amazon so more people know about me, and more people knowing about me increases my audience and attracts in, et cetera, et cetera. I know that. I know the pathway. I know what I need to do. But all of that's not comfortable to me. There's a right way to do all of that. And I'm caught up in my limited beliefs on, and because there's a right way to do it, and I don't see at my disposal the way to do it all right, I'm sending out the energy that, well, I can't do it. So what's coming back at me is more energy of, you're right, you can't. Because you see, whether we think we can or we think we can't, we're right. Because that's the energy we're putting out. It's energy management, folks. It has nothing to do with, am I a good person, a bad person? Am I able to be successful? Am I not? Am I smart enough to do it or not? Am I dedicated enough to do it or not? It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with my limited beliefs, which I then project back out to the universe, and therefore they become self-perpetuating. And then what's more comfortable for me? Well, just to keep creating the content and not follow that pathway to get that completed. Now, I know the answer is to shut it all off, get that pathway completed a couple times, and generate what I need to then start doing it the quote unquote right way. I know that. But I have to manifest that. And to do that, I have to stop fragmenting my energy. I have to stop sending out chaotic energy to the universe. Now, I explained all that when it comes to me and getting out all of my content in the best way, in the way that I'm meant to get it out. And I know somebody's saying, well, if the universe really wants you to do that, they're going to make a way. They are. They're showing me what my blockage is. My blockage is my limited belief and staying stuck in that limited belief, stuck energy, and letting all that ruminate in my head. You see, when staying stuck in that energy and ruminating in my head that I know that's what I should do, but I've also got all of this to do, I'm sending out chaotic energy doing that. And so what's coming back to me is more of that. Yeah, it's what I should do. But there's all of this too. And then there's the right way. So I'm creating my own energy loop here that is self-perpetuating at a lower vibration than where I choose to be. I choose to be in the vibrational frequency of getting the shit done, okay? Just get it done. But it's so much of it out of my comfort zone that it's easier to ruminate in my head about it. And the mind loves that because the mind doesn't like getting out of its comfort zone. That's what the mind does, is it protects us. You know, you really are fantastic at doing it the right way. The universe should just hand you the right way. This should be easier. There's got to be a way to do it that's not like all of that. That's not you. And then we get into, you're right, there's got to be a better way to do this. There has to be. And so you get locked into that instead of just doing it, instead of taking the inspired action and just getting it done. And you just keep sending out energy that reinforces that I can't get it done. I can get all of this done, but I can't get that. I can't get that part finished. I can't get that part completed. I can't do that because, and the brain is on board with it because that's out of my comfort zone. I don't like doing that stuff. It's not me. And every time I say that out loud, I'm putting more vibration of that out there. And what's coming back at me is, you're right, that's not you. You don't like doing that. And that keeps me in the energy of not doing it. So, the way to do it, the way to correct it, rest. For one thing, be rested up. Get rid of these headaches. That too. But visualize what it is I want to do. Do not allow myself to go to the comfort zone of visualizing it as the big picture, the right way. Don't go there. Go to, what if? Okay, I want to feel like I can do this. I want to feel that way. I want to feel it. I want to feel successful. I want to feel accomplished. I want to feel in the flow. I want to feel this happening. I want to feel how good it's going to feel when I've done that part. I want to feel all that. Yeah, that's what I want to feel. And the mind is like, what? Shh, be quiet. We're visualizing here. Okay, but I'm not liking what you're visualizing. Well, I know you don't, but that's why you're not involved. Shh, I'm in the heart space. Oh yeah, it's been doing pretty good for us, so stay there. It's all right, but I'm just making it known I'm objecting. Okay, I've heard you. See, that's why we have to stay focused, because the mind will do that to us. So back to the heart space. And what do I want to be? Well, I want to be someone who gets this done. I want to be that person who's out there on Amazon now. And so I have the readers, therefore, that I am attracting more people in. And therefore, there is also money now to hire the people to do those things so I can do what it is I'm best at. I want to be that. That's what I want to be. To be that, I got to be this part first. So I want to be focused, laser focused. That's what I want to be. I want to be laser focused on that. And I want to be in flow so it goes with ease. And I want to be in the mindset that I can do this. I want to be focused, and I want to be where everything else that just distracts me from it is not coming into my space. I want to be in an energetic field where this is what I'm going to do. And I want to experience it happening. I want to experience success. I want to experience abundance. I want to experience how good it's going to feel when it happens. I want to experience overcoming that limited mindset that I've put myself in, that loop I've put myself in. I want to experience all that so I can experience the other stuff I'm wanting to experience. That's what I want to experience. Okay, all right. So what if it were easy? What would that look like? What if all of that it went great? It went perfectly. What would that look like? And then you visualize that. Well, I would sit down and, like I used to do years ago when I wrote stuff, it would just flow. I'd be focused, laser focused. That's what it would look like. It would all just flow with grace and ease. And I'd have it out in a matter of days because it all flowed so well and I stayed focused on it and I didn't get distracted. That's what I see. I see that, and I believe it. I believe it. That's what it looks like too. I see myself. I got this. I can see it. I can feel myself that way. That's what it would feel like too, is I got this. Yeah, that's what it would feel like. And what if? What would happen next? If you were doing it, what else? Well, let's see. I see success. It'd be a success. It'd upload without any problem. There'd be buyers right away. It's going to make the money it needs to make. So then I can move on and I can do the next thing. And then I can start doing it big picture, the right way. But I see it. I see. No what if. I see it. All I have to do is get rid of that limited belief. All I got to do is get out of this loop. I see it. I see me doing that. I look damn good doing it too. Oh, we look good. We look good. Did I hear you say we were going to be successful? I did. Abundant? And then get to do it the way we want to? Okay, keep going. See, rewire the brain. All right, so I see it. So now I'm going to feel it. I'm going to get in that energy. I'm going to visualize that. I see myself laser focused, not letting all the other stuff come. Just doing this. I even see, what if? We're dreaming big here. I see not having any of those little computer glitches that slow you up and make you tense, and I see it all going smoothly. I see it all just going smoothly. I see you doing it just this way you used to. You used to write in 30 minutes, you used to write entire essays. This is a piece of cake. I see it all going smoothly. Here's this topic, here's that topic. That's what this looks like, that's what this looks like. You've made, how many of these things have you designed yourself and put together yourself before for seminars and things, whenever it was just you on the road and there was you and your computer and you had to present it the next morning because you were the one doing it at the time before you had the staff for that part. How many times did you do that? I see you doing it again. You got this. Yeah, those things don't really frustrate us. I see it all going smoothly. I've got this. That's how to do it. I see it now. I see it clearly. And boy, I feel so good doing it. I feel so good being in the flow with it, grace and ease. I feel so good about the outcome. And that's the energy I want to put out. So now I visualize that and I've put that energy out. Now, I have to not corrupt the energy that I just put out. I can't go back to saying all those limited belief things, or I go back into the self-perpetuating loop. I can't tell myself how much I really don't like doing those things, or I put myself back in that loop. And then I have to do my part, and I have to tell the universe, I need you to not send me anything else right now. Say, I'm taking sanctity of self, sovereignty of self. I'm sanctifying my space, my energy space, and being sovereign over it. Okay, I've got this to do. This is the energy I've put out. You all are great, and I love you all. And oh, I've got fuzz on me from this. And I love you all, and I love all the stuff you give me. But I'm in this body. I'm the one incarnated. I'm the one managing the energy of it. And so this is what I need you all to do right now. Okay. We got a lot for you. I know you do, but do you have a staff for me? No. Okay, then shh. See, I'm pretty good at telling them to be quiet too, because I'm sovereign. Hold on though. I'm not going to put them in a box. But I don't invite anything to interrupt my focus. And I do the things I have to do. I do what I do when I do a show. I turn my phone on silent and I flip it over. I check it whenever I take breaks to do something. If it's something that is not immediate, then I don't attend to it. I clear off my calendar where I look at the days that are clear and I block those off and say, that's what you're doing that day. And then I stick to it. And then I visualize myself sticking to it. So I put that energy out there too. And I don't let myself get in my head and ruminate about it. I don't let myself do that. Don't let the mind tell me, but that's not the best way for us to do it. That's not the right way for us to do it. That's out of our control. I don't let my mind say any of that. And how do I not? Living happens when we're present in the moment. That's when we're living. When we're visualizing, and visualizing is great. We need to do it. That is how we put the energy out there, the intenseness of the energy. But then we're manifesting. We're not living when we're manifesting. We're manifesting. We're planning. We're putting out energy. Living is when we're actually doing things. And to fully experience those things, we stay in those moments and we do those things. We don't let the mind wander and do all of those things, that all that ruminating that's going to throw out the chaotic energy. So we live in great big capital letters. We enjoy every moment that we're in to the fullest. And we don't let our minds wander. We don't go there. And if we do, when we catch ourselves, well, that's why we ground that in. That visualization, we're going to ground those things in. So we're like, oh, nope, 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 back to the grounded place. What does that look like? What's it feel like? It feels okay. Put that energy back out there. Remember, 17 seconds is what it takes to put chaotic energy out. So when we've put chaotic energy out, as soon as we recognize it, we have got to get the right energy going again behind it. Put out more than 17 seconds of it. So you overpower and overtake that energy wave, and the universe doesn't get conflicting or chaotic energies. Because again, it's universal law. That's why we are being guided. We wouldn't have to be guided if the universe could just look down and say, oh, Maysha needs a staff. Let's give her one. Oh, Maysha got sidetracked again. Let's pluck this down there so that doesn't happen. Or let's just jump all of that and just, they can't do that. But they can guide us and they can show us, if you did this, this, and this, that'll help with that. So that's why after I do all that visualizing, when I give all those instructions and do what I know to do, I also say, this or better. Because I've taken sovereignty over self and responsibility for self and all those things that sovereignty means. And I've done my part. I am being. So human being is a verb. Being doesn't mean I sit there and I say, and this is what I want, and I wait for it. It's not going to happen. It requires action on my part. I have to do the things I know to do. So in my beingness, I'm going to do the things I know to do and continue putting the energy out there for it. And then I'm going to release to the universe that you all can see things, my guides, the control tower. You all can see things that I can't. And I'm going to stay open to them. Then I'm going to know the difference between inspired action that comes to the heart space, or as my clairs get, the clairaudience, the claircognizance, the clairsentience. I'm going to recognize inspired action that comes through there because that's my guidance. And I'm going to know the difference between the mind saying, we really don't enjoy this, let's don't do this, let's do it this way. You better check the email. You better do it. I'm going to ignore all of that. I'm going to claim sovereignty. I'm going to transcend the mind. And I'm going to, if I find that I'm wavering in it, I'm going to go back to my visualization that I've grounded, send the energy out again, get myself focused, balanced, centered. Because then I send the energy out. Well, that's the energy that's going to come back to me. And I'm going to be in that energy, self-perpetuating loop, self-fulfilling prophecy. And I will get it done. I will get it done. And I can even write all of it down. So I've grounded it even more. And then in those moments when it's like the limiting beliefs are coming back, this is the right way. This isn't what you're comfortable with. What are people going to say? Because, well, this is just isn't how you do things. You don't show up in the world this way. That's not what you do. You do. No, this is it. I've got it right here. Look at it, ground myself back to it. This or better. Throw the energy out there, massive amounts of energy out there toward it. And then I get back to it in my being. Remember what I said I wanted to be? I want to be the one that's getting all that done. I want to be laser focused. I want to be, all of it was about that. So then I live being that, and I stay present in that moment and enjoy every part of that. Live it in great big capital letters. Play music if that's what I need to do. Stop and do a meditation that raises the vibration up. Keep the Reiki going to keep the vibration up. Do whatever it takes so that my beingness can stay there. I'll call in the black dragons of Saturn because they help you with focus. They're very good at it. That is a dimension of energy. But this is how we visualize and manifest without bringing in chaotic energy. Now, how would you apply this to your life? Well, let's take something that's simpler. Let's just take some everyday living. Let's say you have a situation that you're in and you don't like the situation. You just don't like it. It doesn't light you up anymore. You got there because of not understanding energy management. You got there because of manifesting some things you didn't want to manifest, but you didn't know because you just didn't know. And you manifested them anyway because society said this is what your life is supposed to look like. And of course, there's a bunch of good stuff in there too, because we do manifest some good things too. But so you're needing to actually redistribute some of your energy. Some of it you need to leave behind. Some of it you need to redistribute. And you're like, man, all that is so complicated. It'd just be easier to just stay in it. I can't deal with it right now. It's too much for me right now to deal with. Yeah. Then the mind goes to daydreaming about it because that's how we are. And there's a place we really want to be. So we daydream about it. And then we put that energy out there for it. And then that kind of comes back to us. Then we have all the limiting beliefs because we're not actually taking inspired action and doing it. So they come back. So we're like, okay, well, that didn't feel good. Ooh, or it could be this way. So we daydream about it a little more. Maybe we daydream it this way now. So now we put out more energy toward what we want, but it was different. It wasn't the same thing as before. So it may be in the same frequency, but you had some of that coming towards you because you did daydream and put the energy out. But now you've daydreamed something else and you've put that energy out too. So you fragmented the positive energy you were sending out that would have helped you with all of it. Or maybe it'll go this way. And so you daydream it that way, and then you put that energy out. But you're not putting any energy into pulling yourself out of this vibration, because after you've done those daydreams and sent them out fragmented, instead of this is exactly what I'm seeing, this is how I want to feel, be it, well, it could be this way, it could be that, oh, what if we did it that way? Because all that feels good. So that's the energy we put out. And then when it comes to getting it done, we're still, but it's not right. People are going to talk. What will it look like? It's not the right time. And besides, I'm not good at that anyway. That's not my comfort zone. So what little energy we got going in the right way that came back to us that said, you got this, you got this, you got this. Well, we just bombarded all of that with a wave of lower vibrational energy that's now got us back in this self-perpetuating loop of, I know it's not how I want it, but I can't get out of it. I'm stuck for now. Well, if you say you are, you are. And if you're stuck energy leads to dysfunction every time. It'll lead to a headache. It'll lead to overeating. It'll lead to more daydreaming and not getting anything done. It'll lead to other physical ailments. It'll lead to stress. It'll lead to emotional issues, which then all just make it harder to get unstuck. And this is what we do as people. This is our patterns. This is what we all do in one form or fashion, to one degree or another, for one topic or another. This is human nature, because we've been programmed that, well, we're not supposed to be happy. We're not supposed to get everything we want. We're not supposed to live by our heart space, be happy, healthy, whole, and complete, lit up about everything. It just doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. When you understand the energy management of it, and you know that all you have to do is get into the vibrational frequency of it and put that energy out, let that energy come back. And then in your being, when you identify what you want to be that to the best of your ability. And stay in the present moment, putting all your energy, calling all your energy to that present moment to help you with that being. Live it to the fullest. Give it your best. And the guides, you stay open to your guidance, because they're going to be looking, oh, she's struggling with that. Oh, this will help her. And they're going to guide you to the things that are going to help you with it. Or they'll guide somebody else to come along, and they'll help you with it. And so you may get some help with it in one way, shape, form, or fashion after all. Maybe they send your friend who's an energy healer to take away your headache. There's all kinds of things they can do when you say this or better. But you stay focused and don't send out fragmented energy. We are energy, folks. And when we understand that, we can take all the things we've done in our lives all these years that it's been like, well, you just need willpower. You just got to overcome that. You just got to, or just stay in it. Or, we can talk it to death. We can go to counseling and talk it to death. We can call up our friends and talk it to death. And every time we speak about it, we're just putting more and more of that energy out. You see, when I'm through teaching this, I have to clear my energy. And then I have to put the energy out. Yeah, all that stuff I brought back up. I was teaching. This is the vibration I'm in now. And I said a little bit about it as I could and still be descriptive to explain to you. I mean, I could have really gone into deep descriptions on all of it, but no, I didn't want to be in that energy, and I didn't want to put that energy out. That example is how people understand what you're talking about. So that makes what I do even more important, that I understand energy management, because I have to keep my energy cleared. I have to pull myself back up into the frequency I'm supposed to be in. I have to make sure I keep me plugged in. And you, in whatever you're doing, you're going to have things come up too that you realize are pulling you out of vibrational frequency. And so you have to clear your energy of that, get the integrity of your energy field back up, put yourself back in vibrational frequency, visualize it, do something that raises your vibration, get the Reiki going, get the music going, whatever, get your vibrational frequency back where it needs to be, and do the inspired action. The inspired action is living. The inspired action is it lit you up, do this, and do it right then. If we put things off, this is why procrastination is bad. And being a planner, I'm amazing at procrastination, especially being one who had a staff, because that's what I did. Great idea. Here, this goes here. That person will do that when I get there. I'll assign that and make sure that gets done. I don't have them now. So it's stop what you're doing, do that now, because the energy has come. You've got the inspired action energy. Do it right now. Or you're going to get 20 other inspired action things, and you can't get them all done. So this one really light you up? Is this one in line with what you've said, I want to be, feel, and experience right now at this moment? This is another reason why every day, or more often, several times a day, if you have to stop, what do I want to be? What do I want to feel? What do I want to experience? You're taking sovereignty over your energy. You're taking sovereignty over your energy. The universe cannot take us out of a bad situation we're in just because we went out of it. Maybe we're not supposed to be there. Maybe we have a destiny checkpoint right here, but we're stuck there. The universe can send us all the guidance in the world. They can do everything they can to try to say, listen, this is where you're supposed to be. If you're not there, do you know the butterfly effect from that? And it's just going to butterfly effect into your life too. It's going to be more chaotic. It's going to be harder to get out of. They can send us all that they want to. But if we don't take the inspired action and move the energy and do it, do our part, do the part we can do, then the universe can do their part. They don't have it's against universal law for them to just pick us up and move us there. The chaos that would cause cosmically. Plus, we're sovereign over ourselves. You've got the mind already screaming, we don't live by guidance because that's going to mess with our free will. But what do you think that would be? As if the universe could just ignore, universal law and ignore the physics of all the energy you sent out there that's got what if they could just say, well, let's just ignore all that energy they've got going there that's in the wrong direction and the wrong frequency, and let's just pick them up and move them here. Talk about overrunning your free will. But the universe would love nothing better. They'd love to take us all and pick us all up and put us exactly where we're supposed to be, get us all in vibrational frequency so we would all be in tune, and the cosmic symphony would be amazing. And the human collective symphony would be amazing. And orchestrate the utopia that we all came here to live in. The happy ever afters that we all said we wanted. The universe would love to do that. But that's the magical thinking of, well, if it's meant to be, it will be. No, it won't. Not if you don't do your part. Not if you don't send out the right vibrational frequency. Not if you don't move the energy. The things that happen in our lives are all cause and effect based upon energy. People say, well, prayer works. Prayer is sending out, it is focused energy. Sending out the visualization, the focused energy for a certain thing, putting emotion into it. That is energy that is sent out, and therefore prayer works, because then what you sent out energetically is what you get back. How many people say, but you got to believe it? You do. You have to stay that, you can't fragment your energy. After you sent the prayer out, you can't then say, well, I did it, but it probably won't work. Or, ooh, maybe I should pray for it to be that way. Or pray for it to be that way. Or I've prayed so many times and it's never worked. Prayers are not really my thing. And see what we do? But the people who pray and they're sure that it's going to happen and they put the energy out there for it to happen, yes, prayer works. Prayer is energy management. Meditation is a type of prayer. Prayer is a type of meditation. It's how we focus our energy. But then we cannot doubt it, or we cannot go back into limiting beliefs. And the way we stay out of those is just everything we're doing in our lives, stay in that present moment and live it fully. And don't let the head go back to, that we were doing earlier. That's probably not going to happen. Don't go there. Don't mess with that energy you sent out for that. Send that energy out and don't mess with it. Don't corrupt that energy. You sent it out there, send it out. But then do the things you know to do. Take the inspired action that you get. If your heart's lit up about a change that you want to make in your life, make that change. Put out the energy, I'm going to make that change. And then the inspired action will come. Take it. When you get that hit that says, yes, this is what you're supposed to do, that does light you up. That is where you're supposed to be. You have looked at your life. You're doing the energy management and you realize you're not really grateful for this, this, and this. And you were never grateful for that. Those are the things you release. Pull your energy back to yourself now. Now send that energy out for what it is that lit up you up. Here's the inspired action. Take it. Well, the mind is saying, what if? And no, we can't do that. Transcend the mind and take that inspired action, or you are never going to get there because you're going to stay in this energy. I've been an expert at doing that, folks. Stuck energy. I've been an expert at it because I'm also an expert at planning and strategizing and assigning things, and all of those things don't work with energy. All of those things freeze energy, cause energy not to move, fragment my focus. The way I'm used to running things, if I don't have everything here to run things that way, is absolutely the opposite of how I need to be managing my energy when there's just me. Now, if I had the staff, yes, that's effective. That is highly effective energy management when you have a staff. But it's not when it's just you. And here's the thing about most things in our lives, folks. It really is just us. Because we don't control what other people do. Just like we want our roles to be what we said here, this is how I'll show up in this role. That's what they want too. So we don't get to write their roles for them. We don't get to have that person get to where they're agreeable, so this is going to be easier. Just because that's what we want them to do, guess what? We don't get to change. We don't get to write their script for that day. And today you're going to be agreeable and you're going to make this easy for me to do. We don't get to do that. What we can do, though, is treat them with mutual respect. We can put the positive energy out there for how we want to be treated. Now, if they're not in that kind of energy, they're not going to respond to it. What do you want to be, feel, and experience? Put yourself in that vibrational frequency and take all the inspired action you get to be there. The inspired action that says, get up and say, I'm not doing this anymore. And don't. We can't do that. What will people say? That's no. We can think about it a little more and come up with a plan to do that. And no, that's self-perpetuating. You're staying in that energy, and no. And I'm preaching to the choir, folks, because I have been an expert at doing it that way. I've also been an expert at doing it the right way, when it was in my comfort zone. When it's in my comfort zone, I can manifest the daylights out of things because it all works, because where I'm sending the energy to, it's all the right places for what's my comfort zone. So I can even not be feeling well and manifest the daylights out of things when they're in my comfort zone. If it get me out of my comfort zone to manifest something, oh boy, here come the limiting beliefs. Here comes it's not comfortable, so I'm just going to go to and do what is comfortable. And then we tell ourselves, but I'm accomplishing, and it's what I'm good at. We rationalize it, and we may manifest some more really great things. But that one thing that we absolutely need so that everything else in our lives is better, we've stayed in low vibrational energy there, dense energy, and stayed stuck. So we've got this, and this, but we're like, what's not right here? Well, it's that 1, 2, 3 things that you know that your heart is lit up for and that you need in your life and that you are staying stuck in. Well, I don't want to be. If it's meant to be, it will be. No, it won't. Because you're not sending out the right energy for it. And when you do send the energy out for it, then you turn around and you fragment it, or you just take yourself back. You just take yourself, you don't even fragment the energy. You just go back to that other energy and stay there again. It's not fragmented energy. You're sending a whole energy wave out, not a fragment. You're sending a wave out. I said I wanted that, but I don't really, because I'm more comfortable here. And it is not going to happen. And we can spend our whole lives not having what we really wanted and accomplishing a whole lot of other stuff that looks good and impresses the whole world. But right here, it's not what we wanted. It's not who we really were. It's not who we came here to be. When you are transitioning, do you want to, well, I stayed in my comfort zones and man, I manifested a bunch of stuff. But I didn't get out of my comfort zone, and that one thing, that 2 things, those 3 things, that I didn't do those. Because those are the things that are going to come to you then. If those are things that keep pulling at you and tugging at you and keep lighting you up, and you know that but you're staying in your comfort zone, rationalizing, because in your comfort zone you are fantastic. I am fantastic at putting out content. I am fantastic at being open to the universe and coming up with show after show after show and making guest shine after guest after guest shine. And I am fantastic at all of that. But the one thing I need to do to bolster all of that up and take it to the level it needs to be at, to make it exponential, was not in my comfort zone. So Well, I'm getting the guidance for it. Take sovereignty over that. Say, no, stop. If you're wrong, when you throw up the this or better, the this or better will take care of that. I promise you, folks, it's energy management. It's not mind over matter. It's not willpower. It's not someday we'll do it. The time's just not right. No, it's energy management. There is never a right time until you send out the energy for it and you stay in that energy and you do not fragment that energy. Until you get rid of the limiting beliefs, till you pull all your energy then to that. You claim your energy, you call it back to you, and you stay in that, and you make that the being, you be that human being. Don't be, become. Don't just be, become. And this is how we become. And it's energy management. See if I had anything else over here. I know we're at an hour. Fragmented empaths. People who are empathic, creative, I think I may have said this. We are great at this because the other thing is, that's one of the things we love about ourselves is how open we are to everything. This is the other thing we do. Because we are empathetic and because we have multiple gifts and we're good at a lot of things, we also put out this energy. I'd like that. I'd love that actually. But I'm okay if this happens, or I'm okay if that happens. That would be okay too. Well, the universe is like, well, which do you want? Well, I'm good with any of it. All of it is good. I'm good at all of them. That is another thing I'm very guilty of. You see, my life could take a couple of different paths right now, and I don't know which one it's going to take. And so I'm good with any of those. And guess what? The universe is like, okay, what energy is she putting out there? And so I've got some energy going to all of them, but I'm in a holding pattern. Well, I don't have any control over those other things that would help me decide, that would be a part of an exponential plan for my life. I don't have any control over those other roles and people and settings, et cetera, et cetera. I only control me. And those things aren't coming in right now. So I stay in the present and I deal with the present. And I don't worry about that because I have no control over them. You see, holding energetic space like that, we're trying to be accommodating. We're trying to be open. We're trying to not fill our energy management with things that prevent that from coming in, but there's no sign that's coming in. It's okay to do that for a little bit, especially when you communicate, I'm holding space for this. That's why when you have a doctor's appointment, they want you to call at least 24 hours before you cancel. They're holding that space for you. Somebody else needs that. There's something else to be done in that time. So you tell them, I'm not going to be there. So they can do something else with that energetic space that they were holding for you. That is the polite, responsible thing to do. They're not being pained by asking you to do that. Okay. You're holding space for something. It's not coming. Maybe they'll be polite and all of those things, and maybe it's a person or an organization and they can communicate with you. It's not ever going to come. And then you know to stop holding space for it. Or maybe you just have to use your intuition, and your intuition says, well, there's butterfly effect, and there's butterfly effect, and there's butterfly effect, and it's supposed to come. That's why your heart's lit up for it. It's supposed to. But we can't promise it because, well, there's universal law. We're guiding, but there's universal law. You see, I don't write that part of the story. That's supportive roles, that's supportive cast, that's supportive characters. I only control me. So you can do that for a little bit. But if it's causing your energy to be stuck, you can't do it anymore. Okay? It's not coming. The universe doesn't see it coming. They see signs it might come, and then they see the energy stuck again. What is my best and highest good? I'm the only one I control. And if I'm not doing my self-care and keeping me at what's best for me, the energy I'm putting out is that I don't deserve things to be happy. I don't deserve to be healthy, happy, whole, and complete. I'm putting out the energy that settling is okay. That, all right, I can wait a little longer. I can wait a little, and then nothing that I want is coming to me because, oh yeah, the energy she puts out is it can wait a little bit. She'll wait for it. No, she won't. No. I've held space and held space for it. I've done the energy management for it. And it holds up everything else in my life if I keep doing it. So my self-care is to stop holding space for it. And everything else that's lighting me up, do the manifesting, move my life, progress and spiral upward and make all the other stuff happen. This or better with the universe. So then if there's a change in that energy, the universe can say, hey, you want to take some inspired action here? I know we gave up on that and we had to give up on it because you were stuck. But you can take some inspired action now if you want to. Well, that's going to depend on where you're at and does it make sense to. The universe might not even tell you to take the inspired action anymore because they can see for you and you've been telling them best and highest good and this or better. And they're looking at it like, that's not better. We're not going to give her that hit. And then I don't even know because I've moved down my timeline. So if you're holding and not doing because something has lit you up and everything else is not playing into it, well, that's living butterfly effect, folks. And the truth is, I know that's what I signed up to do. I signed up to come here and live butterfly effect. So I could experience that and talk about, well, basically, how sucky it is. And I could teach knowing how vitally important it is that we all are in tune so this symphony is beautiful instead of chaotic. But you see, I know that now. I've come to that point in my life where I'm awakened to it. I don't have to experience any more butterfly effect as my way of life to be able to teach this. So I'm declaring that part over and done with. I'm taking sovereignty over that. And I'm going to minimize butterfly effect in my life from now on. And that is exactly what I was meant to do at this point in my life, is say, hold on, I know what this is now. I'm going to teach everybody else what it is, but I'm damn sure not doing it anymore. But my comfort zone is to be in butterfly effect. We get in a comfort zone doesn't mean that everything is great about it. It just means it's what's comfortable to us. It's what we know. It's what the mind knows. My life is going to be exponentially better without all this butterfly effect stuff. But not holding space for something that has lit me up, I am an expert at that too. That is my comfort zone. I have done it for years. It's not what's best for me. It's going to continue the butterfly effect, but it's what's comfortable to me. Getting myself into situations that the butterfly effect of it is, it's not really weird. It's not really the best for you because of all the butterfly effect going on. Yeah, but what will society think about it, et cetera, et cetera. My comfort zone is not failing at something. I don't really care what society thinks about me. I care what I think about me. My energetic integrity not accomplishing what I'm supposed to accomplish, not succeeding at something that I set out to do, that was lit up about. That's what I'm not okay with. And so I will say stuck, trying to overcome the butterfly effect that's causing all of it when I have no control over those things. There are people who will say that I'm a control freak because of that. It has nothing to do with wanting to control other people. I don't want to control other people. My whole life, I've wanted people to be who they were. I have a friend. We had a conversation a few years ago, and I started the friendship with, this is who I am. This is how I show up in the world. And at the end of that conversation, the new friend said, what do you expect from me? I knew nothing about energy management then, folks. I knew we were energy. I was studying some quantum physics about it, but I didn't know anything about energy management. I didn't know what to say to the person. I expected that person to show up as who they were. I expected 1 + 1 = 3 because that's how I think. That's how I'm wired. That's who I came here to be. So I thought about it a little bit and I said, well, I guess if I went into, well, what if? What if you could have anything you wanted here? And I said exactly what I would want. Well, I guess I would want you to do this, this, and this. That's not what I expected. I didn't have an expectation because I knew I couldn't control what that person did. All I could do was ask them, who are you? How are you going to show up here? And then I spent, I don't know how much time and energy, folks, trying to figure out how that person wanted to show up. And adjusting, well, okay, I'm okay if it's this way. I'm okay if it's that way. I'm okay if we're friends and it's this way. I'm okay if it's that way. And so I just kept putting out chaotic energy. So the friendship didn't develop into any of those because it was chaotic energy. Oh, she wants it this way. Oh, she wants it that way. She wants it this way. And so the energy that was going to that person for inspired action was chaotic. And then I was frustrated and confused. And I'm a communicator. I believe in 1 + 1 = 3. That's where you communicate. There's supposed to be a safe space for you to communicate about it, bridge, and fix those things. But that didn't exist. And all I did was confuse things more. So what should have been an amazing friendship is chaotic still. Because I didn't understand the energy management of it and didn't understand, hold on, somebody just asked you what you expect of them. That means they're not willing to tell you how they're going to show up. And if you keep holding space for that person to do that, and that's not what they're willing to do, your life is going to be chaotic. And there's all these other things you're meant to do that are going to light you up, and you need to do them. Oh, and by the way, you're an empath, and you suffer from fight, flight, and freeze, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all of that is just going to get worse because you're talking stuck energy here, and you're not just talking stuck energy; you're talking majorly stuck energy because you are holding major space here for that friend to show up and be whatever wonderful thing they can be that they want to be. And then, of course, there's that little bit of, well, but they said, what did I expect? What did I want? So it must matter what I want. So then there's that little bit of space that I'm holding there. And then there's all the imagining, well, or maybe it's going to be this way. So I hold space for that. Or maybe they're going to show up this way. Oh, I could ask for that. Well, we don't ask, though. People have to show up the way they're supposed to show up, the way they want to show up. Oh, that's right. Talk about the chaotic energy out there. And it's still there. What should have been an amazing friendship. We don't have crosswords. We're very respectful of one another. There's no irreparable rift or anything like that. but it never got to where it should have. And have we hurt each other's feelings in the meantime? Absolutely. Absolutely, we have. Probably hurt each other deeply in the meantime because one was coming from one place and one was coming from another, and we didn't bridge the communication. Were we out of vibrational frequency? Didn't seem to be. Seemed to be perfectly in sync. So apparently, though, when it came to that one part that caused one to be in one frequency and the other to be in the other, and that one part created so much butterfly effect, so much disresonance in our frequencies that it didn't matter that all the other parts matched up so much because it was the communication part. It was the what energetic space are you going to hold part. Energy management, folks. Now, some people would look at this and say, that person has done this to you and that to you and made you feel this way and made that. No, that person didn't do anything to me. I did those things to me. I'm sovereign over self. I'm the one that's held the energetic space. I'm the one that let my head go there and then just kept thinking, instead of taking sovereignty over who do I want to be? What do I want to feel? What do I want to experience? Okay, I've been holding space. That space is not being filled. It's up to me to now put out the energy to the universe to be, feel, and experience everything else I possibly can. Because I don't control that. I'm not a control freak person. People who see that in me, all they see is the fact that I hold space for things and wait for them to happen. And therefore, they think I'm trying to control everything. I'm not trying to control anything. I'm trying to hold space for everyone else to make up their minds about what they want to do. The only thing I'm controlling is the energetic space that I'm leaving open for that. And that's not putting out any energy that changes the situation at all. But it keeps me stuck. And people who do that are seen as trying to control things. I'm not trying to control anything that person does. I'm trying to hold space for it. Hold space for how do you want to show up? What do you want to do? Or maybe that person has communicated to me what they want to do. They've told me some things. They weren't in vibrational alignment. Hold on. Now you're blaming yourself. I'm not labeling myself. No, I don't try to control people. But all that time I had for, well, what do you expect from me? Well, I had a lot of daydreams and a lot of hopes and I didn't interject them I didn't impose them on that person. I didn't say, you have to do this, you have to be that, I didn't say what that person had to be at all. As a matter of fact, I didn't define anything for that person. I asked a lot of questions. I inquired about a lot of things, but that person didn't want to commit to, this is what you can expect of me in any of those. And that's their right to do. See, folks, we get ourselves stuck in these things. We get ourselves to where we are manifesting chaos. And nobody here did anything to anybody. That person's comfort zone, that person's level of consciousness, that person's vibrational frequency at that time and now is what it is. And they are a wonderful, amazing, transcendent, capable, accomplished person. Frankly, I look at them and I see them in a better light than I see myself in many ways. But I'm all those things too. But just at a different place, in a different way. There's no label to be put here. I didn't do anything to that person either. That person didn't do anything to me. That person was just being who they are at the level of consciousness and vibration they were at any given point in time. Same thing for me. So I'm not going to expend all this energy on, well, I wish I'd done that differently and I should have done that. And if I'd said that, if I'd have done that, because all that puts out to the universe is, wow, I messed up that friendship. And then the energy that goes to that friendship is, boy, she messed up that friendship. It's never going to be repaired with me staying in my head and doing that. So when we have situations like that, we visualize, okay, I don't control that person. This is what I would like it to be. This is how I want to be, feel, and experience in that. But they have to be who they are too. So what I would really like is for them to show up as who they're going to be, and for us to communicate about this, and for me to hold the right amount of space for it, the right way, clearly. And I understand that nobody here is a bad guy, so that's the energy I want to send out. Send all of that out, and then don't get in my head about it. Because if I get in my head about it, well, I wonder if they got the message. I wonder if the energy's gotten there yet. I wonder if they're going to act on the energy. I wonder what it'll look like when they act on the energy, because, they're going to act on it the way they're going to act, or they're not going to act on it. And then I'm sending all that energy out. So all the good energy I sent out, all the accomplishing I did here with the visualizing and all the great energy management I did, I'm sending chaotic energy behind it, undoing every bit of it, and keeping a self-perpetuating cycle going here where this just never gets any better or any different. Now, my personal style of doing things, my behavioral style, is to communicate about it. But I've tried and tried and tried communicating about it, and it just muddles it up worse. So I've learned that. The mind has learned that. And the mind is like, no, don't do that. The guidance is not to do it. The guidance is like, leave it alone. We got it. We'll just send out good, positive energy and leave it alone. We know you want the best and highest good for that person and for yourself, to leave it alone. So please listen to the guidance. Hold on. Inspired action. What? The guides just changed their mind? Yes, they said there's a little bit of shift and I should reach out. This never goes well for us. You know that. So I reach out with the mind saying that. And guess what? That's the action. That's the emotion. That's the energy that I sent it with. And guess what happens? Nothing. It doesn't go well. Because I sent the energy right behind it. I got the inspired action notice. But then I sent energy with it that said, and this isn't going to change anything. It's going to be the same. And it is. You see, we do this to ourselves, folks. And I'm preaching to the choir here. Yes, I'm the bear in the china shop that just tells everybody how it is and uses herself as an example. If I'm somebody who cared what other people thought, I damn sure wouldn't do this. And if I was a control freak, I damn sure wouldn't be admitting that all the things I don't have any control over. I do this because I know who I am. You say things in an easy way and are very prolific in this. Meaning I explain things in practical terms so people understand, how does that stuff apply to my life? What's this energy management stuff? Why does that matter? How does this apply in everyday life? You're given so much to tell. I'm bombarded with stuff. I have notes. They gave me 4 different things that I could have talked on today. This is the last one they gave me any totality to. And so I went with this one. I made that choice. In sovereignty. I'm like, okay, you gave me 4. Is there one that's better than the other? Well, they're all going to, never mind. This one is the one that I relate to the most. I'm going to do this one. Okay. See, sovereignty over self. You shine, speaking, singing, etc. You're meant to be seen and heard. Your music is part of you. Your openness and your vast experiences are all a part of it. This is who you are. It's who I am. But there are better ways for me to do it. Visualize that map, that path that I need to make that part happen so I can elevate and reach more people. Because yes, the people who are supposed to hear me are going to be attracted to me, but I have to, in my beingness, become, it's not magical thinking. The universe can't pluck those people and say, hey, turn this on. You have to turn this. Listen to this. They can't do that. But they have said, this is what we need you to do to increase your audience. And we know it's out of your comfort zone. But you know how to manifest that anyway. Is it the best way? No. But you've got to do the energy management to make this happen. We can't magically make it happen because everything is energy. And yes, we are other dimensions of energy and we can see all this. That's why we're guiding you. But it's not magic, it's universal law. And you have got to take sovereignty over self. And we're working with it every time you send out the right energy. We're all over that like white on rice. Or if it's brown rice, brown on rice. But when you send out the chaotic energy, there's nothing we can do about that. That's universal law. So you've got to take sovereignty over self. Heal yourself from that. Progress from that. Release that. Get your energy. Pull your energy. Do all the things you know to do. And stop, for God's sakes, holding space for things that we're telling you clearly. Yes, it's supposed to be a certain way, but no, we can't make it that way. And we're looking and we're giving you the inspired action to take whenever it looks like maybe there's a space there. But stop holding space for that because it's taking energy away from you accomplishing this. And this is who you are. But I'm that too. You are that too. But you don't control all of that. Nor do you want to. That's the other reason why I've never wanted to control other people. If you get something because you force it, you don't really have it. And what you do have, you've forced it into a mold and you've taken away its ability to be whole and complete on itself. For you to have that exponential experience, just like my employees, that I would not say, this is exactly what I want you to do it this way and no other way. The people who wanted that did not work for me. My energy did not resonate with them. To them, it was chaotic because she didn't tell me exactly what to do. She gave me leeway to be myself, and that was out of their comfort zone. I've always known that the best way to do anything and shine and be damn good at it was to do it exponentially. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I didn't know the terms, but I always knew that was the way to do it. Is let people be who they are. You show up as who you are. And you say, this is what you can expect from me. This is what you can expect from me. This is the job we have to do. This is what you can expect from me. Now, who are you? You bring to it what you've got to bring to it. Let's put it over here in the project dimension. Hot damn. We didn't just fix this facility. We fixed it so damn well. We've got so many more facilities to fix now. We don't know what to do with ourselves. That's how I function and what I'm used to. And things out of my comfort zone, I'm just like all the rest of you. Okay, what's the energy management on this? And thank God I know about energy management now because that's how I've moved myself and continue to move and progress and spiral upward. But I didn't know it was called energy management either. It's taken me a while to learn all of this because it's what I came here to do and tell all of you about it. And in some way, shape, form, or fashion, as I am guided to do, and as things in my life flow and change, I will always be doing it, using some part of my gifts, as long as I'm breathing. Energy management living. Visualize it, manifest it, minimize the chaotic energy. Live in great big capital letters by being present in the moment. Don't put out chaotic energy. So you can be living, loving, laughing in great big capital letters as long as you're breathing.